All right, welcome back, ladies and gents. Mrs. Cardwell here. Today we're going to be looking at our ELA lesson. And so you'll need a couple of things. You'll need our U.S. Constitution, then and now, our ELA notebook, and we're going to need a highlighter and a pencil. All right, let's go ahead and put this to the side. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading and analyzing a narrative prompt. Okay, so let's go ahead and please turn to page 21. All right, I'm going to go ahead and write up here, guys, that this is page 21. I do want to go ahead and use Post-its for these because you guys know how when I use Sharpies, they kind of go through. So I'm going to go ahead and just include a Post-it right here. All right, and this is page 21. So go ahead and turn to page 21 in your ELA booklet. Okay. All right, so I want you guys to think about, what do you do when you first read a writing prompt? Okay. We notice that there's some boxes and things up there, but we're going to go to the bottom of our page here. I want you to think about, what do you do when you first read a writing prompt? Okay. Now, let's go ahead and check this out. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to read it carefully. Now that you've read the Dred Scott decision, write a first-person reflection from Dred Scott's point of view. Recount your thoughts and feelings about what has happened to you. Okay? One of the first things we want to look at too, guys, is what kind of text are we planning to write? I don't want to write the wrong kind of response. This prompt says a first-person reflection. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to underline that with my pencil. You can use your highlighter if you'd like. First-person reflection from Dred Scott's point of view. So I'm going to be stepping inside Dred Scott's shoes, figuratively, of course, stepping into his shoes and thinking about how he feels about all of the things that are happening to him and happening around him. Okay, so thinking about a reflection is kind of like a journal entry. It's a narrative form of writing. I'm asked to write in the first person, which means I'll use words such as I and me. I'm supposed to be writing from Dred Scott's point of view. So I'm going to have to imagine what he was thinking and what he was feeling. All right. So I'm just going to take a few notes here, boys and girls. Again, I'm just going to put it on my Post-it so it doesn't bleed through. And you'll go ahead and just write yours down below here. So what are we being asked to write? I'm going to put a little bullet point. The type of writing is narrative. So it's like a story. You guys recently wrote your narrative story all about the teacher that walks into the classroom with the bag, right? So we're rewriting a story. It's a narrative. And you know that it's going to be a first-person reflection. First person. Okay, so you'll be using words such as I, me. Okay, this is how I felt, right? Okay, so now we think about what we think about a narrative form of writing. We know that it is fiction, okay? Even if it's historical fiction, right? So it's a fiction story from the point of view of Dred Scott. Dred Scott's point of view. So you're going to be saying I and me, but you're going to be talking from the point of view of Dred Scott. So what kind of evidence do you need to look for? This is an important one. Let me scooch this up just a little. So what kind of evidence do I need to find back in the text in order to write? The kind of evidence I need to find are details about details about Dred Scott, including who he is, and how he was affected by the decision. Okay? So we're thinking about those details. All right? So when we find these details back in our story or back in our article, we're going to try to imagine ourselves as Dred Scott, what he might be feeling, what he might have thought, what he might have felt, so I can write about it from his point of view. Okay? All right, ladies and gents, this is going to be a narrative that we're going to be writing throughout this week. Okay? And so here's a good place for us to go ahead and pause. See you in class.